So we've already talked just a little bit about the Ajna Center. It's the second one that makes up our head, our thinking experience, our mental experience. The function with the Ajna, though, is conceptualization, like basically problem solving. So when we think about thinking in our brain, we're in our Ajna Center because by the time we have a question, like we said, think about that top head center as a giant question mark. These are the specific questions that we want to answer. By the time we have a question, typically we don't even realize that like almost immediately our ajna kicks in and starts like brainstorming and problem solving and coming up with like different ways to look at it and how can I put these pieces together and how can I make a formula for success and put the puzzle together and make it work more efficiently. All of that is happening in the ajna, and all the ajna needs is a tiny little bit of mental pressure and it's off and running. So that's where we have to beware of whose mental pressure is making my mind race like this. Is it mine, or is it something that I picked up along my path today that maybe I should do an emptying out like body scan meditation or something like that to wring out my sponge, whatever helps me to clear out my system. So when it's open, which like we said, only 30% of people have their head center defined. I think a little bit more have their ajna center defined because with the ajna, you can have it defined by your head, that mental pressure coming in. You can also have it be defined to your throat. So there's 3 more channels down here coming off of the ajna connecting to the throat center, where maybe those are the 2 that are connected. So it's possible to have ajna defined, but not your head, because your throat would be defined in that case. So that is possible as well. And either way, with the ajna, like if it's open, then it's basically that's your thinking mind. So your problem solving mind is open and flexible and inconsistent. And that means that when you face a wide variety of problem, basically any problem, you just kind of open up and like the vastness of any and all problem solving abilities are at your disposal. If you have a defined ajna, meaning it's colored in on your chart, that just means that you have a set method for problem solving. And chances are you are going to be an expert at solving problems with that method. And the drawback may be inflexibility in terms of if you face a problem that requires a solution that isn't in your wheelhouse, you likely won't be very good at solving that problem. So again, no right or wrong, just an understanding of your own energetic circuitry. And just like every single center, that same note down there at the bottom, if you have that center defined on your chart, look into the channels that are making it so and understand how you are flowing energy through your system. The potential with the open center is to absorb information extremely quickly because you have such a flexible way of putting the pieces together. I loved this part that open ajna centers are more attached to wonder and curiosity than being right. Again, because it's open-ended and undefined, and like those open centers at the top, they really just love a good mystery. They love to think and problem solve just for the sake of thinking and problem solving, like even if nothing ever comes from it, it's just fun to do. And again, the wisdom is potential for truly organic problem solving, meaning that you're allowing the free flow of thought. So again, if you have that center defined, you have a set method for solving the problem. And if it's open or white on your chart, you just like come up with solutions, you just pull them out of the air, and other people are looking on like, how did you put that together, how did you come up with that? So there's a really wonderful ability to be creative with solving problems. But again, same as the head center, if there's pressure in your head, if there's racing in your head, beware that you haven't picked up energies from someone else, that doesn't actually belong to you. And with an open ajna, a question to ask yourself is, do you beat up on yourself for having an unruly attention span? Meaning your brain seems to just hop around from like one thing to the next, and there doesn't always have to be a whole lot of logic between topics. And like you'll lose your train of thought, you'll like be in the middle of doing something and then all of a sudden get this idea that you need to go do something else. Like it's a free flow, it's a free for all, it's like a cluster of thoughts. happening inside your brain. And that's where we say like truly organic problem solving, because there is no logic, there is no sense to it really. As one step flows into the next, is the solution built. But by the time you get to the end, the entire solution is utterly brilliant, but you can't understand it as you go because it doesn't make any sense in its pieces. It's like that. It's like genius, like a whole nother level of what you're able to do when you're able to clear out your mind and let that open space just present the solution to you. So again, it's about learning how to work with your energy in the way that it's wired.